Hello, children. Today we would read and analyze the poem Your World, written by Georgia Douglas Johnson. The poem describes a journey of a person from being restricted or limited because of circumstances to being liberated and successful. Let's know about the poet and her life and her work. Georgia Douglas Johnson was born on September 10, 1880, and she died on May 15, 1966. She was an African American poet. She was an important figure of the Harlem Renaissance. Harlem Renaissance was an intellectual, social, and artistic movement centered in Harlem, New York in the 1920s. It has been considered to have been rebirth of the African American arts. She was a multi-talented person. She wrote songs, plays, short stories, and taught music. Her popular literary works are The Heart of a Woman, Bronze, and Autumn of Love Cycle, and Share My World. So children, let us start the poem Your World. Your world is as big as you make it. The very first line of the poem tells us that everyone has his or her unique little world. It is up to you to overcome restrictions posed by the circumstances and achieve your goal. So, in these three lines of the first stanza, the poet has compared herself with a bird who feels limited and restricted in a small nest. The poet has used the word abide instead of live because she felt that she has to behave according to the set norms and rules laid by society. She did not feel free and felt as if her wings have been clipped and she couldn't fly. She has never experienced the joy of soaring high in the sky, which means that she feels restricted by her circumstances and she is trapped in her home and household responsibilities and cannot go out and accomplish her dreams. Let's read the second stanza of the poem now. But I sighted the distant horizon, where the skyline encircled the sea, and I throbbed with a burning desire to travel this immensity. In the second stanza, the poet has set her goals. Now she knows that she wants to achieve her goal even if it is difficult to achieve it. She has been a strong woman and there has been a desire inside her to accomplish her dream and explore the new world. She tries her best to achieve her dreams that appeared to be distant and far-fetched. Now let's go through the last stanza of the poem, which is beautifully written. I battered the cordons around me. Here battered means broke. She breaks all the cordons, and cordons means obstacles. So she has broken all the obstacles in front of her or the obstacles that surrounded her. The poet depicts that she worked very hard and broke all obstacles surrounded her and cradled my wings on the breeze. So as the bird would cradle her wings on the breeze, she also polished her skills and then soared to the uttermost reaches. The author rediscovered herself and her potential, and then she flies high and achieves her goal. With rapture, with power, with ease. The last line of the poem shows how wonderful it is to accomplish one goal, and it also portrays the extreme joy, the power, and the liberation which she has achieved when she achieved her goal. So children, let's discuss the poetic devices used in the poem. So the first one is alliteration. As you all know, alliteration is repetition of a particular sound. Here in the narrowest nest, the n sound in both the words have been repeated. Narrowest and nest. Next poetic device used is assonance. Assonance is the repetition of a vowel sound. For example, O sound here has been repeated. Corner, horizon. So here O sound, corner, horizon, cordons. Again O sound, and sword. So here the vowel O has been repeated in the words. And these sounds create a soaring or flying effect for the reader. The another poetic device used in the poem is metaphor. There is a central metaphor, and in the poem a comparison or association is made without using like or as. The poet has compared herself with a bird, my wings pressing close to my side, and cradled my wings on the breeze. The poetic device simile has also been used in the poem. Simile is a comparison using like or as. Your world is as big as you make it. So in this line, the poetic device simile has been used. Imagery. Imagery is the figurative language, and here visual imagery has been used when in the line I throbbed with a burning desire. Apostrophe. Apostrophe is a poetic device in which poet addresses an absent person, an abstract idea or a thing. In the line, your world is as big as you make it. So the poet addresses your. So apostrophe has been used here. Let's end this poem with a beautiful thought by a former president, APJ Abdul Kalam. Life is a difficult game. You can win it only by retaining your birthright to be a person. Thank you, children.